Hi, my name is Jeff Wasielewski. I'm the commercial tropical fruit agent for Miami-Dade County and the University of Florida here in our Homestead Extension office. We're standing here in our learning grove, and I want to talk to you today about the proper hand tools for pruning tropical fruit. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is what to wear when you're pruning, how to be safe. And this goes also for just general horticulture work. Okay, number one, you want to protect yourself from the sun. So do that. You can do that with a straw hat. You see I have my arms covered, legs are covered. This is to protect myself from the sun. This is also to protect me if the saw blade or anything touches my skin. This will protect me from that. My shoes, comfortable. They'll work well in the grove. Also, I'm going to wear relatively good gloves. And you'll see that I'm pretty much protected head to toe once I'm wearing all this. And the last step is safety glasses. Okay, if something falls on me from above when I'm pruning, these glasses will protect my eyes. Pruning, now we're going to talk about the proper hand tools to use while you're pruning tropical fruit. All right, there's basically 4 good hand tools that you can use for pruning tropical fruit. Number one, you want a good set of hand pruners. Okay, this is a good brand. If you look at it, this is a bypass, so it works like a scissors. It's not an anvil that would cut like this. Okay, so this is a bypass. This is a brand that you can take apart, you can sharpen this, you can clean it. So this particular hand tool has lasted me 20 years. So it's a little more expensive than what you might find in the home improvement stores, but this has lasted 20 years. And if you look, you can see the blade is actually pretty small. It hasn't been replaced yet, but for 20 years, that's a lot of sharpening, so that's gotten down a little smaller. And this can eventually be replaced. And the hand tool or the hand pruner will actually cut very small things, anything from the size of a leaf up to maybe a ½ inch, depending on the density of the wood. Okay, so our next step up in tools, we had our hand pruner. If you're going to prune anything maybe ½ inch to an inch, again, depending on the density of the wood, you go with a lopper. This is a lopper. It's basically a giant hand pruner. Again, it's a bypass. These handles are strong, so this is going to last a very long time. This can be taken apart, this can be sharpened, so this will last a very long time. And this would be able to cut larger things, as far as something around this size. So, you know, that's a good 1.5 inches. But again, that's a very soft wood, so it depends on the density of the wood. But this is your next step up from the hand pruner. This is called a lopper. Okay, so hand tool number 3 is a very important tool. This can cut anything from 1 inch to a piece of oak this big. Okay, so this is a very powerful tool. I keep it on my waist. I always want to have it with me when I'm pruning. This is a handsaw. All right, so a good handsaw, these are the things that you want. Number one, you want to bend like this. You don't want a flat handsaw. If you have a flat handsaw, you're going to be pushing to get the saw to work. A saw that's bowed like this, when you pull and you push, the saw, because it's bent, it helps, it will bite into the wood. It helps you do your work. The other thing that this saw has is it's sharpened on both sides. So it cuts on the push and on the pull, on the push and on the pull. Another excellent thing about this saw, it's high quality. It will cost a little more, but it'll make your work so much easier. And the other thing that is very important with your handsaw is you don't want one that folds. Okay, I've had one that fold and it will fold right onto your hand and you can hurt yourself. So this is a fixed blade, so that's going to do very good work. So this will cut very well. This can cut large branches like this quite easily. Okay, so our fourth tool of our 4 hand tools that you would need to properly prune tropical fruit, this is called a pole saw. This is basically a hand saw on a stick, and this can telescope. I like saws that can lock into place rather than ones that you twist. So this will telescope and you're going to hear it lock. Okay, so that locks, then you press this down, you press this, and then that will stay in place. So if I'm working above my head, it's not going to fall apart on me. Okay, I'm going to take the sheath off. So again, this is very similar to the handsaw where it cuts on the push and the pull. It's bowed, it's very sharp. If these hand saws or pull saws ever become dull, you can't really sharpen them, so you do need to replace the blade. So this is basically for pruning over your head relatively safely without getting up into a tree. And again, this can prune anywhere from a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch to, you know, a very large piece of wood. So I'm going to cut a piece up here, and this again is on one of our spondious trees. And if you look at this branch right here, you'll see that it's touching this branch from another tree. And because it's doing that, it's kind of a weak point, and they've got some rotten wood there. So I'm going to take that off. I want one good clean cut here, but if I cut here, the weight of the branch will rip the branch. So I'm going to do what's called a 3-step cut. So I'm going to go further out. I'm going to make an undercut here. Now I'm going to come up, take the weight off here. Okay, and now I can make my one good clean cut here, and I don't have to worry about ripping the branch. Okay, so we covered the proper attire to wear while you're pruning or doing hand pruning. This will protect you again from the sun, any nicks and cuts. Also, very difficult for a mosquito to get in here if you're wearing this. We also covered the 4 hand tools, very good hand tools that you would use to properly prune tropical fruit. My name is Jeff Wasielewski. I'm the commercial tropical fruit agent for Miami-Dade County, University of Florida. I'm in the Homestead office. And remember, the more you know, the more you grow. Hand tools for cut low, because I can always speed it up, but if it goes like